Hi, I'm Brenda Pone, and I have schizoaffective disorder, bipolar type. Um, I'm a lot of things. I'm a mom. My oldest is 31 and my youngest is 11. I have 8 kids, 4 are stepkids, and 4 are biological kids. I also have 7 grandchildren, and only one of the grandchildren is biological. I'm a pastor's wife, and I'm a Gulf War veteran. So let's talk a little about schizoaffective disorder. Schizoaffective disorder is schizophrenia with delusions and hallucinations, but also it has bipolar. I'm a bipolar type. It's a mood disorder, and it has a lot of ups and downs. I'm disabled by the state, not by the federal government. I guess I am kind of listed as disabled with the VA, but I'm not a disabled veterans where I get money and stuff because it's not service connected. I don't get SSDI because I haven't worked in 15 years. And I don't get SSI because my husband makes too much money. But I do have other services that I get through the state. And I'll talk about that. I have a caddy waiver. And without those services, I would really be struggling. Um, as far as my biological kids, 3 of them have autism, 2 of them have ADHD, and 1 of them has dyslexia. As far as my mental health, I didn't get diagnosed with schizoaffective disorder until I was 47 years old, back in 2020. But they never told me, or at least I don't remember them telling me that I had schizoaffective disorder. It wasn't until last year when I had breast cancer and I was filing for disabilities and so forth that I looked in my record and found out that I have schizoaffective disorder. And since I've learned about my diagnosis, I've been studying up on it, and I noticed a lot more signs of the disorder. I guess I've always known I've had some problems, but it was more anxiety. It wasn't until around 2020 when COVID hit that I was having more and more issues. I was able to function pretty well until COVID, and then my paranoia just went out the window. I do have a driver's license and I can drive. However, I'm very fearful to drive now. So I really only go about 5 or 6 places by myself. And my 15-year-old son just got his permit, so he's been driving me, and I'm just a nervous wreck. Oh my. He'll figure out how to drive one of these times. He's doing all right though. I should be used to this because I had the other 6 kids that all gotten their driver's license and their permits, but it's been a while since I've had a beginner driver in the house. Anyways, I also have a lot of insurance. So let's talk a little bit about insurance that I have. I have the VA. Since my breast cancer, I've been put into category 4. Before I was in category 7 where I was low income. Now I'm put into category 4, which is catastrophic event. So that's what I'm listed as now. So I don't have any copays or anything like that. Before I had copays. I also have my husband's insurance from his work. And I also have medical assistance. So I'm covered as far as insurance wise. I can go to public, I can go or private, I can go to the VA for my medical treatment and my psychologist and my meds. I go to the VA. For my therapy, I have an outside therapist that comes into the home once a week. I have a nurse from the VA that's contracted through the VA that comes out to my house every 2 weeks and fills up my meds. And then I have a lot of my caddy waiver services that is through the state and county. So I'm covered as far as medical, which is a really good thing because I know a lot of people don't have medical with this diagnosis and they aren't able to get their meds. I'm able to get my meds through the VA. However, I'm what they call non-med compliant, meaning I don't do well taking meds. Not at all. So they've gave me a shot. I believe it's called Peladone or something like that. I believe the name brand is Invegra. I'm not really sure on that. I'd have to check up on it in the future. So don't quote me on it. Anyways, I get the 3-month shot. They started me on the shots probably about 3 years ago. I started with the 1 month shot. And then about a year ago, they started me on the 3-month shot. I noticed that the 3-month shot wears off towards the end. And so last month, they started me on pills for when I needed it for towards the end of the month or the end of the 3 months. And it seemed to work okay. I definitely did have problems with it. And there was a few times I didn't take it. I strongly believe that people should take their meds. However, I've always thought of meds as being drugs and not to take them. And I guess I get a little bit paranoid and I forget an awful lot to take them, or I just don't want to take them because I'm afraid of what it's going to do to me. I get nauseous when I take them sometimes. You get the effect of them kicking in. I don't know. I have problems taking meds and I'm non-med compliant. I really do bad taking my diabetes meds, which shows in my blood sugars. I also smoke. I smoke cigarettes. I smoke about a pack a day, sometimes a little bit more. It helps me to cope. I don't do it as a social thing. I never have. It's more a mental health thing. I use it to take a break, I guess is what I say. I go outside to smoke, and I smoke on my own, and it's quiet, and I can reflect, and it kind of has the breathing in and breathing out. I don't want to tell everybody to smoke. That's not to try it. If you don't smoke, don't smoke. It's hard a habit to break. It's not healthy for you. But it's something that I do to kind of help me with my schizoaffective disorder. Um, Anyways, I guess this is a good first beginning. Thank you for joining my channel. Click like and subscribe. My name is Brenda Pone, and thank you for listening.